Hi, my name is Brittany Anderson. Today I'm going to be talking about self-checkout machines. Now, it may seem like these are not important in everyone's everyday life, but in reality, people may come across them more than you think. The one that I mainly use is in Shaw's because I work there. I'm a cashier, but sometimes my shifts require me to work the self-checkout. When working with these self-checkout machines, I've realized that people do not have patience when it comes to these, and many people will not take the time to try to learn how to properly use them. Many people think that it's harder to use and that they rarely work, when in reality it's actually a lot quicker than going through a regular checkout, if you know what you're doing. First, I'll tell you what a self-checkout machine actually is. When a person goes into a grocery store, they're going to have to check out at some point. The traditional way to do this is to go to a regular checkout line with a cashier and have them do the work for you, which is scanning your items, using any coupons you have, and doing your transaction, whether it's with debit, credit, a check, or cash. But with a self-checkout machine, you're actually able to do this on your own. You're able to scan the items, use any coupons you have, as well as paying for all of your items there. Now, with the self-checkout at Shaw's, there's a bagging area. Every time you bag an item, you must put it in there, or else the machine will tell you to do that. This is so if someone puts an item that they don't scan, the machine will detect it. This prevents people from stealing from the store, because if an item is placed in the bag that you're going to be taking home and it wasn't scanned, then the machine will pick up that you didn't pay for that. There are also a few reasons that self-checkouts came to be. This created a faster checkout time, especially for people with only one or a few items. They did not have to wait in line and could just do it themselves quickly if they were in a rush. Also, aside from just the convenience, it also created an illusion of privacy for the customer. They now feel as if they're able to bring whatever item they want to buy to the checkout without anyone seeing it. The truth is that the self-scan supervisor can see what they got on a screen that they're in front of. But for the most part, we aren't just standing up there watching what everyone's buying and looking to see like what every person does. We mainly just do it because if someone comes through with a big purchase, we can watch to make sure every item that they're scanning or putting in their bags is getting scanned as well, so we know that they're not shoplifting from the store. There are a couple of disadvantages to this. You can't use personal checks because you need a check machine, and these are kind of difficult to use, so we don't like having them at the self-checkouts. And also, another thing that we do, at least at Shaw's, is bottle slips. And if you return bottles, you'll get a slip, and if you bring it through the line, you're able to take that amount off of your purchase. But at the self-scan machines, we aren't able to do that. So as you can imagine, many people come through the lines and they're very disappointed because they'll put in their entire purchase and then not be able to use a check if they need it, also not be able to take money off from their bottle slips. We are able to suspend the transactions over there and then ring them up on a real register if it's really an issue, if it was a lot of items, because we don't want to have a person taking this whole thing out and then going to a regular register. So we are pretty convenient for the most part. Now, as I said before, I was shocked by how many people do not have the patience for these machines. I personally work with these machines a lot, so I know what will make them not work properly, and I understand they can be a pain sometimes. But when people come through the line with an entire carriage of groceries, I don't really feel as bad because for the most part, it's gonna go off if you have that many groceries because there's gonna be so much weight on the bagging area, and you're gonna have to remove bags, and it's gonna yell at you, and it's definitely a hard process if you have a lot of groceries. So I wouldn't suggest bringing a full carriage of groceries to these machines. But there are also a lot of people who are just very impatient, even when they only have a few items. One of the most memorable times I have had while working was what we call now Banana Man. A man came to the self-checkout and was clearly having trouble figuring out the machine. After several frustrating attempts to try to explain to him that he had to put the items in a bag after he scanned them so the machine wouldn't keep yelling at him and preventing him from scanning his other items, he decided to throw a banana at the machine and walk out cursing. I tried not to laugh, but it was so humorous that these machines are able to cause such frustration in people. I've gotten yelled at many times as well while working. They act as if I designed the machines. Although my job with these machines can be frustrating, I do get a laugh out of them once in a while. I hope I've given you some insight on these self-checkout machines and how to work them. Also, I would not suggest these to people who do not have a lot of patience. Thank you.